Holy, 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 the whole earth is full of God's glory. Salt proves that God is real. Salt represents the light of Jesus Christ. Matthew chapter 5 verse 13, ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. If you have salt that lost its flavor, it is useless. Those who believe in God and those who have the light of Jesus Christ in them are the salt of the earth. They stand out. They have a zeal for the Lord, and they shine. Salt proves that God is real because it is a powerful and very useful substance. It has spiritual properties. It cleanses, it purifies, and it can be used for protection. Believers and servants of Jesus Christ are compared to salt of the earth. If atheists don't believe in God, it is because they don't have the enlightenment of Jesus Christ. And when the destruction comes after Jesus returns for his bride, they will have no light. If you are an unbeliever or an atheist, please seek the Lord where he can be found. When the Lord returns, he will get his servants. The light will leave the earth. The servants of Jesus are compared to the salt of the earth, and the servants of the Lord are also the light of the world. Now I'm going to go back to Matthew chapter 5 and read the next verse to connect salt and light. Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. True Christians, believers of God, shine through their action and words. They shine the glory of the Most High God from within. This is why true believers of God stick out. This is the difference between a believer and non-believer. Salt proves that God is real because God is looking for this flavor, not a tasteless meal. Believers of God are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its flavor, it is useless. It's good for nothing but to throw away. As it is written, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. God looks for the passion of him in man's heart, that flavor, that zeal, that salt. I remember one time the Lord allowed me to see my spiritual body. By the Spirit of the Lord, I saw my whole body covered in pure white light, and my body shot up toward heaven in a white ball of light. This was not a dream or a vision, but reality. God was showing me that I am also a light of the world because I have a strong passion for God, which can be compared to the savor or flavor of salt. as it is written, 1 John chapter 1 verse 5. This then is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. The difference between an unbeliever and a true believer is the fact that the servants shine the light of God from within, because God is light, and in him is no darkness. A true servant of the Lord proves their devotion to God by their works, actions, and words. Salt can be used for purifying, protection, and cleansing. True believers of God sometimes have to go through spiritual warfare every now and then against spiritual wickedness, and the armor of God is their protection from the works of darkness. In Japan, salt is poured by the door to ward out evil spirits. Salt's purifying properties can be compared to believers who cast out demons out of people's bodies or temples. God wants man's heart to be right by him, but what is salt if it loses its savor? It's useless, as it is written. It is good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. The passion for God is compared to salt in Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. A saltless dish is bland and tasteless. Jesus doesn't want man to be worthless to God. Be the salt of the earth. That experience that I had spiritually was one of the most wonderful confirmations I have ever had, because Jesus showed me literally who I am in him. True believers of God are the salt of the earth because they are passionate about him, and they are the light of the world. The fact that you have Christians and the fact that you have many people that don't believe in God is proof of the light and darkness. God is light, but unbelievers are left in the dark of ignorance. Salt proves that God is real.